Hey, it's Daniela. Today is April 6th, and here's my next VEDA video before I go to bed. So, talk about another game. A couple days ago, my fiance and I played this game, Pandemic, for the first time, and it's another cooperative game. So, yeah, it was pretty fun. The first time we played, we lost, though. So the premise is, here's the rules, that there's these 4 different diseases, and your goal is you're part of a team and you're trying to find cures for the 4 diseases, and that's basically how you win the game. So you've got this pretty nice looking game board. It unfolds as a map of the world, and there's one more part that folds out. There it is. So you see there's these 4 regions, different to represent the different diseases, and there's one deck here for infections that you flip over, and that will tell you where like diseases spread to different cities. Here's the player deck where you draw cards that you can use to help with traveling and that sort of thing. This is where you keep track of the outbreaks. And yeah, there's a few different ways to lose. So down here it says one way to lose is if there's 8 outbreaks that occur, then you lose. That's how we lost. If you run out of disease cubes, so that means the disease spread too fast, so you lose. If you run out of player cards, then you ran out of time. So all of these are ways of losing. One cool thing about this game and other cooperative games we've played is that you've got these different player cards, and you don't just pick a card who you want to be. You have to draw randomly, and each one has like special skills that they can do that can kind of help your team work in the game. And then there's different sets of cards that kind of got mixed up. These are some of the roll cards that you can see, and then the decks are kind of mixed up. Alright, so one deck over here is the player deck. So you've got some cities that you can either use them to maybe travel different places, or you can build research centers in certain places if you've got the right number of cards or something like that. And then some of these cards come up, which means the epidemic gets worse. So you've got to increase the infection rate. So that's another part at the top of the board right here. You start off an infection rate of 2, which means you only put 2 cubes on a city, but then it can go up to 3 or 4 cubes that you have to put on a city. And then that can, make the infection spread. And then the other deck of cards is the infection deck. So when you draw one of these cards, that means you have to put that color disease on that city. So you either have to put 1, 2, so for example, if I drew like Tehran, I would have to put blocks on the city there. And then this deck has all the other stuff you need. So the different colors of the blocks represent the different diseases. So for example, if I draw a card that has like the yellow city, like Bogota, then I would take yellow blocks, and I would maybe put 2 or 3 or 4 depending on what's going on. The white cubes are for research stations. If you have enough like cities, like a certain number of city cards from the player deck, then you can build a research station, and you use those to find a cure. These are your little player pieces. And then these markers here, like you can see this yellow one, is an example for the cure. So if you get enough, if you have a research station, you can go there and find the cure to a disease. If you have the right number of cards, like 5 yellow cards, you can find the cure for a yellow one, and then you can move it into this little space here. And that cures it. That means it spreads not as quickly, but you can't eradicate it until you've eliminated them from all the other spaces. And one way you can eliminate it is on your turn. One action you can take is you can go to a city, and then you can, for each block, you can take a turn to like remove a block. But of course there were only 2 of us playing, so it honestly would have taken us a while to eradicate an entire disease. And then these are handy little cards as well, because they tell you the actions you can take. So if it's your turn, there's different ways that you can move to different cities. So if you're at one city, you can easily move to a city connected to the city you're in just by a line. You can also use a card that you have to kind of like fly to a city. Charter flight, shuttle flight, so those are ways of traveling. And then other actions, you can build a research station, treat a disease, share knowledge with another player, you can trade cards, or you can discover a cure. So again, the goal is to basically eradicate the 4 diseases, keep them from spreading, and you're working as a team. Here's another shot of the instruction board. But yeah, the first time we played it was pretty challenging. But I'd be down to play it again. Maybe we'll win one time. My fiance's sister said it took her 10 times before she finally won, so we'll see. But it's challenging and it's fun, and it might be fun with more than just 2 people. So that's my video for tonight, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.